You are being watched 24/7 by your neighbor because a woman filed a petition against you, and you didn't even realize it. Sounds like the beginning of a gripping thriller movie, doesn't it? But this isn't fiction, it's a scenario that could be playing out right next door. In today's interconnected world, where privacy seems like a luxury of the past, such occurrences are not as far-fetched as they might seem. Please like and subscribe to my channel for more interesting and knowledgeable videos. Imagine going about your daily routine, unaware that every move you make, every word you utter, is being meticulously observed and recorded. It's a chilling thought, isn't it? Yet, for some unfortunate individuals, this is their reality. Whether it's due to a misunderstanding, a grudge, or sheer paranoia, the consequences can be profound and unsettling. The notion of constant surveillance brings to mind Orwellian dystopias and Big Brother-like figures watching over us. But in this case, the watcher is not some faceless entity, it's your neighbor, someone you might have exchanged pleasantries with, or perhaps even shared a fence with. The very idea is enough to send shivers down your spine. So, why would someone go to such lengths to monitor their neighbor's every move? In many cases, it stems from a dispute or a perceived wrongdoing. It could be a noise complaint that escalated into a full-blown feud, a disagreement over property boundaries, or even something as trivial as a difference in lifestyle choices. Whatever the reason, the result is an invasion of privacy that can leave the targeted individual feeling exposed and vulnerable. But what recourse do you have when you discover that you're being watched? Confrontation might seem like the obvious solution, but it could also escalate the situation further. Legal action is another option, but proving surveillance without concrete evidence can be challenging. In the end, many individuals find themselves trapped in a nightmarish scenario with no easy way out. In the age of social media and oversharing, privacy has become an increasingly rare commodity. We willingly broadcast our lives to the world, unaware of who might be watching from the shadows. But when surveillance comes from within our own communities, it strikes at the very heart of trust and security. The implications of such behavior extend far beyond the individual level. It erodes the fabric of society, fostering suspicion and paranoia where once there was harmony and camaraderie. Neighbors become adversaries, and communities fracture under the weight of mutual distrust. But amidst the darkness, there is a glimmer of hope. Through awareness and education, we can begin to address the root causes of surveillance culture and work towards building more resilient communities. By fostering open dialogue and promoting empathy, we can bridge the divide that separates us and create a world where privacy is valued and respected. So, the next time you glance out your window and catch a glimpse of your neighbor peering over the fence, remember that their actions are a reflection of deeper societal issues. Instead of succumbing to fear or suspicion, reach out with compassion and understanding. After all, we're all just trying to find our place in this complex tapestry we call life. In the grand scheme of things, being watched by your neighbor might seem like a minor inconvenience. But it serves as a stark reminder of the delicate balance between security and privacy in our modern world. As we navigate these uncertain times, let us strive to uphold the principles of respect and dignity for all, both online and off. Only then can we truly claim to live in a society that values the inherent worth of every individual, regardless of their proximity or perceived differences. In the digital age, where information travels at the speed of light and boundaries between public and private spheres blur, the concept of surveillance takes on new dimensions. Social media platforms track our every click, governments monitor our online activities in the name of national security, and corporations collect vast amounts of data for targeted advertising. In such a landscape, the idea of being watched by a neighbor might seem quaint by comparison, but it still strikes at the core of our fundamental rights and freedoms. The rise of technology has undoubtedly reshaped our understanding of privacy, but it has also provided us with tools to reclaim control over our personal information. Encryption, secure messaging apps, and privacy-focused browsers offer a semblance of protection in an increasingly interconnected world. Yet, these measures can only do so much to safeguard against the prying eyes of those closest to us. In many ways, the surveillance conducted by neighbors is a symptom of larger societal issues, such as social isolation, distrust, and a breakdown of community bonds. In an era where neighbors barely know each other's names, let alone their hopes and dreams, it's easy for misunderstandings to fester and grievances to go unresolved. As a result, individuals may resort to extreme measures to assert their sense of control and security, even if it means violating the privacy of those around them. But what if there was another way? What if instead of viewing our neighbors with suspicion and mistrust, we embrace them as allies and friends? What if we took the time to get to know the people living next door, lend a helping hand when needed, and celebrate each other's victories? Perhaps then, the need for surveillance would fade away, replaced by a sense of mutual respect and understanding. Of course, achieving such a utopian vision is easier said than done. It requires us to break down the barriers that separate us and to confront the biases and prejudices that cloud our judgment. It requires us to step out of our comfort zones and engage in meaningful conversations with those who might hold different views or come from different backgrounds. But the rewards are immeasurable: stronger communities, deeper connections, and a sense of belonging that transcends the boundaries of geography and ideology. In the end, being watched by your neighbor is not just about invasion of privacy, it's a wake-up call for society as a whole. It's a reminder that we are all interconnected, whether we realize it or not, and that our actions have consequences that ripple far beyond our immediate surroundings. By confronting the root causes of surveillance culture and working together to build a more inclusive and compassionate world, we can create a future where privacy is not just a privilege but a fundamental human right. So, the next time you feel the eyes of your neighbor upon you, instead of recoiling in fear or indignation, take a moment to consider the broader context. What drives their behavior? What fears and insecurities might be fueling their actions? And most importantly, what can you do to bridge the divide and forge a path towards reconciliation and understanding? Please like and subscribe to my channel for more interesting and knowledgeable videos. In the grand scheme of things, being watched by your neighbor might seem like a minor inconvenience. But it serves as a stark reminder of the delicate balance between security and privacy in our modern world. As we navigate these uncertain times, let us strive to uphold the principles of respect and dignity for all, both online and off. Only then can we truly claim to live in a society that values the inherent worth of every individual, regardless of their proximity or perceived differences.